Many scholarship programs focus on specific types of students as far as who they want to give their funds to. Scholarships for African American or Black students are one example of this. So these are organizations that can assist African American and Black students to go to college to ensure that they can have the same opportunities as other races. So in this video, I want to share 10 scholarships that African American and Black students can apply to, as well as give some tips on other areas that you can search for money for. Now make sure you hit subscribe because every single week I release a new strategy that can help you and your student work towards a debt-free degree. Hey there, my name is Jocelyn Pearson, founder of the Scholarship System, and scholarships is what we do. We've helped families secure nearly $10 million over the last few years, and we are not stopping anytime soon. Now again, there are so many different criteria when it comes to what we can get scholarship dollars for. In fact, I have a full 45-minute free training that you can register for where I'll give you specific searches that you and your student can do in order to find legitimate scholarships with less competition. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. The link is in the description, or you can find it somewhere on the screen here. But for today, I want to share first off that there can be many different demographics or criteria for scholarships. It could be race, it could be background, it could be education, it could be the career path that your student's pursuing, it can be activities they're passionate about, other sorts of characteristics, merit, test scores, service. There are so many different topics that students can get scholarship dollars for. So while I definitely suggest looking into scholarships for African American and Black students if that is something that is an option for you, I also just want to stress to look for all of these other topics as well. Now, before we begin, comment below, what are some of the unique scholarships that you and your student have found? Is there anything off the wall that you've found? Go ahead and comment below. One common one that a lot of people talk about is the duct tape prom scholarship. Not sure if that's actually one that any of our students have won, but it is one of the most popular examples. Now, before I get into the list of the 10 scholarships, I do want to say that scholarships are important for all students, but especially for Black and African American students. Statistically, relative to income, Black students do pay a higher amount for their education, which those wealth disparities, of course, make it harder to complete a degree. So fortunately, enrollment rates have caught up almost between Black students and white students. However, that graduation rate, there's still quite a big gap. And one of the big reasons students don't graduate from college is because of money. So I hope that this list helps you and your student when it comes to pursuing that debt-free degree. Let's go ahead and jump in. The first one is the American Chemical Society Scholars Program. So this is specific to students of color entering the field of chemistry. Applicants do have to have at least a 3.0 GPA and demonstrate financial need. However, this is also open to Hispanics as well as some other minority groups. So this is a great opportunity for those who are pursuing chemistry. The second scholarship is the American Meteorological Society, AMS, and they have a minority scholarship program for those who are pursuing anything in atmosphere or oceanic career paths. So this is again for students of color, and this is also one that is specific to career path as well. The third is a great opportunity for those who have African descent and have a passion and interest in technology. It is by the Blacks at Microsoft Scholarship. So this is an opportunity for those who have at least a 3.3 GPA and demonstrate financial need, as well as the other criteria that I mentioned. Now, the fourth one isn't necessarily one scholarship, but actually a source that lists tons of opportunities, and that is the NANBPWC Inc. organization. We will link to that in the description if you missed a letter. But they have tons of deadlines throughout the entire year, and they have multiple different scholarships that a student can apply to. The next one is the May and Mary Scholarship Fund. So this gives financial assistance to Black students planning a career in healthcare. These are available even for 2-year, 4-year, and technical school opportunities. So this is nice if a student only has to do a 2-year program in order to pursue a degree, or if they're looking for technical schools for a medical degree. The NAACP offers scholarships for both merit and need-based as long as students are of color, and those applicants must be a member of NAACP, but that is another option where there's tons of different scholarship opportunities, not just one. Another opportunity is a Charles Shelton Foundation Scholarship Program. This awards $2,000 to Black students pursuing a career in vet medicine or technology. So if your student loves animals and they're pursuing a career in veterinary medicine or technology, then this could be a great opportunity. Applicants must have at least a 3.0 GPA and prepare an essay, among other requirements, which, to be honest, most of these will require some sort of essays. In fact, I cover that in that free training that I mentioned that's linked in the description. Another one is the Art Career Project Scholarship. This is for minority students that are artists, where they give $2,000 to help fund their education in art. If your student is considering a career in strength and conditioning, then the NSCA Foundation Minority Scholarship is an option for them. This is designed to encourage minorities ages 17 and older, not even necessarily 18, to enter that field of strength and conditioning. And last but not least, I want to give an opportunity for those who are pursuing a graduate degree. So if you look at the majority amount of student debt, a lot of it is actually for graduate degrees, especially in the Black community. So this is a great opportunity, this scholarship, for those who are pursuing graduate degrees. This is the AIC Albert W. Dent Graduate Student Scholarship. Again, we're going to link to these in the description. I know the names are long. And this is established in honor of Albert W. Dent. He was the first African-American fellow of AIC. And this is specific to students in healthcare management graduate programs. So it is pretty specific depending on what your student's pursuing, but if they are, then this could be a great opportunity for them. And it can actually help with tuition costs, student loans, and expenses. Now, again, in the description, I'm going to link to our free scholarship training where I cover the exact steps your student needs to follow in order to build that list of legitimate scholarships with less competition. This can include race-based scholarships, but also so many more topics beyond that. So make sure you register for that free training. You'll find the link in the description or somewhere on this screen. In addition to that, another source of important funding for Black and African American students is FAFSA. So when we submit FAFSA, which is the Federal Application for Student Aid, through the government, we can access a lot of debt-free money that way. If you are interested in submitting FAFSA, I'm going to link to our FAFSA playlist where you can follow exact steps on submitting FAFSA correctly and also mistakes to avoid when submitting FAFSA with your student, because again, this is a huge opportunity for debt-free money for a lot of students, especially minority students. So there you have it. You have a bunch of different places that you can find scholarships for African American students. I hope that this was helpful, because finding money to pay for college and avoiding that student loan debt can make a huge difference long term in many lives, especially when it comes to minorities. Again, that student loan debt is much more impactful when it comes to that income disparity. Finding ways to pay for college that do not involve debt is a common goal for most families across the country, but it is especially important for Black and African American families because, as we've seen with statistics, their chances of graduating are a lot lower, and a lot of that has to do with funding. So please take advantage of these opportunities. And like I said earlier, there are so many scholarships out there, including not just this list, but also tons that we will show you in that free training. And also, don't forget to hit subscribe, because every single week I give a new strategy to help you and your student work towards that debt-free degree. All right, I'll see you in the next video.